Mr. Young Trader, it is hump day, which means it is crude day. Now, the API report came out last night and actually was pretty good. Crude had a draw of 1.1 million. Gasoline had a small build of 0.2 million. Distillates had a draw of 1.8 million, and then Cushing had a small build of 0.6 million. So now the EIA report will be out today at 10:30. We'll see if it all confirms. Okay, as usual, we'll take a look here at Bitcoin, at crude oil, and at natural gas. This video is for information purpose only, not a recommendation of buy, selling stock, by ETF. Please like, subscribe. Thanks for watching. Okay, here we have Bitcoin, your daily and your weekly chart. Now, a couple of things I want to point out. Let's take a look here at that weekly first here. I've been always pointing out here this 50-day and how nice it held it all the way up here, and then held it again. Now, you can see here so far for the week, we came below it, but now we're still back above it. That's the key, is going to be holding on a closing basis by Friday. That's 77,293. Now, you can see here where we came. We had this low of 74,673, or 635. That was the bottom of this candle right here. And then today we put in a low here of 74,655. Okay, so we went just a little bit higher. Now, this could be a possible double bottom. Again, I say possible. We have to see how that shakes out. Now, again, if this 74,635 is lost here, okay, then what we're going to do is we're looking right to the top of this candle here. You're looking at 74,485. Okay, that's going to be your next level, right? Then we'll come over here to the top of this candle here. You're looking all the way down to 78.25 here level. Then we can come up to the top of this candle here. You're looking at 69,635. Kind of a situation, and then we can work yourself all the way down until you get all the way down to this 67,000 level here. But let's just see how this all shakes out here. If this nice double bottom here will hold, because what we have is that low, then we have that higher low, which is very, very nice, and we have a bottoming tail. So let's see how this shakes out. Now, upside, obviously, we want to watch today's high so far, which we have 77,990. Okay, right above that, what we have here is we have 78,643. That's your 200-day. That's going to be very, very critical to get back above. Okay. Now, there is a gap here, so we want to watch the top of that gap here at 81,450, and then we look to the bottom of this candle at 81,890 level. Okay, but this 8-day is going to be very, very crucial at 81,833. Now, I always say here, watch those futures, because you can see here once those futures open at 6 p.m., the simple moving averages are actually moving lower here. You can see we had that bearish cross come over that 21-day, and she's moving lower. So that's going to provide very, very strong resistance. So even if this gets up to the 21-day, you have to get back above that 8-day. Then we can shoot maybe possibly for that 21-day. So for right now, what we're watching is this key level, this 74,635. That's going to be very, very key today on the downside. And we'll be watching that 200-day 78,643 there on the upside. We crack above, we have that target of that 8-day simple moving average here. Now, we crack above below that 74 level. Well, then what we're going to do is we just take these, go to levels, level to level to level, all the way down until we find support. But remember, by Friday here, this is only Wednesday, we really need to close above this 50-day. If we don't close above this 50-day by Friday, this is going to get pretty ugly, and this could go much, much lower here, okay? Just have to realize that we could come all the way down here into the 60,000 level very, very easily here, okay? So just keep that in mind here. Now, easy way to trade this is I do IBIT for the long, BITI for the short here. So if we lose this level here on the closing basis, that's 74,635, if we lose that on the closing basis, I'll be all in on the short side. Okay, let's take a look here now at crude oil. Okay, here we have the old crude oil. Now, this here is the weekly chart, which is pretty much all we really need to look at right now, okay, situation. So we came down here at all the way down here to this 56.95 level. So when we were up there, what I was looking for here is right here. It's going to be that 57.26 level, 25 level, and obviously we went a little bit lower. But let's just see if we can close back above that, okay? Right now, crude oil is sitting real time at 57 flat, okay? So we're looking to get right back above that 57.25. Now, your next big target is going to be here is going to be this 53. 93 level. Okay, so that's going to be next there on crude. So we got to see how this EIA report will shake out. Okay, so this is what you want to watch. It's going to be right there. It's going to be that 53 and 93 level, and then we could come all the way down here to looking at roughly 49, 43. So you're looking at about the 50 level. Okay, very easy. Now again, this shouldn't be no surprise to you because I've been telling you if we do have a sell-off, we start losing that 65.22 level. This is going to be next. So what we do is we always just follow all these key levels there, okay? So we were looking at the bottom of this candle here. That's at 64.36. Then we're looking at 63.64 level. And then we're coming over here at 62.43. And then we'll come to the bottom of here. We're looking here at that 61.82 level. And then we just come right down here to this 57.25 level. I know when you're way up there, you say, oh man, there's no way it's going to go down there. But again, when it does sell, you know, crude can sell off real quick. Now remember, this is not just because of the tariffs, possible recession, possible this, possible that. Okay, basically because OPEC is also adding a lot of crude here starting in May onto the markets. Now this is going to be really good at the pump though, so always remember that at the pump. Now I am long the SCO and I'm staying long until it tells me not to, okay? But again, we could get a relief rally here, so we got to see how that all shakes out. Now, here on the upside, okay, say you're sitting at 57 flat right now. Well, then we want to just follow just the reverse of that, okay? So 57.25 level, okay? And then with your next resistance going to be 61.82, and then we just follow these right on up. Okay, you got 62.43 level, and then we come up here, you got 63.64, and then we have 64.36, and then we have that 65.22 level, okay? So basically, we're just doing the reverse. As these were the support levels, now those become the old resistant levels here. Now, you can see here on the weekly, you look at this RSI here, we're getting into oversold territory. So a relief rally could come up here, but I would not expect really that much here if it does go rallying right back up again. Okay, so let's just take a look here now on a daily chart. Okay, here we have that daily chart. Let me just bigger up here a little bit there for you. Okay, see what we had here is as this rallied up here, we had this nice double bottom situation. Then we had this nice relief rally coming all the way up here, and then we had what they call as a tweezer top. So when you see this chart pattern, okay, and then the next day you get this big red candle here. See what we have is just a series of lower lows and lower highs until we come all the way down to the 56, 54 level, okay? So this is, there's never anything bullish about this, okay? So now what we have to do is just follow the candles right back up here again. But the key level that we're going to be looking for here is going to be this 8-day now, which is at 64.80, and this bottom of this candle here at 65.22. But now, as this 8-day comes on right on down here, that's going to provide huge resistant levels, okay? Just like when you look at in the past there. See how that you run right into the 8-day, looks like it wants to break up, but until you get back above that 8-day, like we have here, this is just lower. And I think you could the next big target, I should say, is going to be that 53, say 54 level, okay? And then from 54, you could go down to 50 level. And there's targets all the way down there at the 48 level here too. So we got to see how this is all going to shake out here. But again, just remember, crude oil always has some kind of an excuse to rally here, okay? Oh, this pipeline shut down, or this here it got a shutdown, and this and that. So just remember here, you're coming into summer driving, okay? So again, when you have this big of a sell-off here, eventually you will get yourself a nice relief rally. But right now, again, I am short, okay? And I will, and I'll be scalping the longs here, but I'll be looking for some kind of like a reg dog where it slams all down and then rallies up here, or a higher low, or some kind of tells me that the selling is done. But when you look at this RSI, you are way, okay, into oversold condition. Same way with the old MACD here. So again, expect a little rally. I'm not saying maybe today or tomorrow, but again, eventually here, you're going to get a relief rally here back up to that 8 simple moving average. Okay, let's take a look here now at natural gas. Okay, here we have natural gas. Now you can see here where we just pretty much, boom, coming right on down. Okay, so what we're watching here is we're watching this double top situation. Okay, then we had a little bit of rally, but it's like a bear flag situation, and then we put the red candle in them, and it really wiped out everything that was in the past. Okay, it couldn't hold this key 373, it couldn't hold the 100-day, and now what we have here, all the way down here to this 3.45. So what we're watching here on the left, I said, if we lost that 100-day, is just the bottom of this candle. Okay. So you're looking at 3.55. Okay, so now that's going to be your resistant level. Okay, so that's what we're looking at, 3.55, and then we'll come down to the bottom of this candle here. You're looking at 3.6, and then we're going to be your next target is going to be this 100-day at 3.67. Okay, now if we can get above that, then we come to the bottom there. You're looking at 3.73, and then we're going to start running into these simple moving averages. You got 3.83. There's your 8-day. We have your 50-day at 8.7, and then we have that at 3.93 level, 21-day. Now you can see how on the 21-day, the 8-day, everything is rolling over. So as that 8-day comes down, that's going to provide very, very strong resistant levels. Okay. Now, we're not into an oversold conditions here, not like we are on crude here. So you could come up to this 100-day, but then we'd have to see what the reaction is once it gets there. Like we had yesterday, did it pop above? Yeah, but look where it closed, okay? Could not hold that 100-day and came right on down. Now, if we start losing this area here, okay, at that 3.45 level here, okay, then your next level is 3.43, and then we're going to come down here. Your next target here is going to be 3.35. And then we have here at 3.29 level. And then here's what we're going to be looking for is this 3.16. This is the gap, okay? And then the top of that candle is the fill at 3.1. Gap and fill, and then we have your 200 SMA here. But again, I like to show you where it could possibly go. Upside here, basically what you're just watching is that 100-day and see what the reaction is. You get above that, and very simple, 373, and then we're going to have rain to that 8-day, which is going to be very strong because you've got a lot of resistance going on right here. Now, seasonality is not exactly what you call in play for natural gas because the heating system season is done. But again, if you have a good hot summer, okay, the power plant is going to need natural gas here to run. Okay, T-Man trying to get the coal back over again, but I don't know how that's going to fly. You got all this natural gas. I don't know why you just don't use it. It makes no sense to me. But between that and the LNG here, this is still going to be a good trade here. So again, just be patient with this here. UNG, I trade for the long. KLD for the short. Working out very, very nicely. Okay, I'll be back here midday trading. Take a look at Bitcoin, crude oil, natural gas, and then we'll see what happens. Now, like I say, now the NASDAQ right now is down about 90. So we got to see how this is all going to shake out here today, as far as the old market goes. Now, remember, tariffs is going to be a big thing, so you could probably have another 4 to 6 weeks of this extreme volatility, but just look for buying opportunities. But when I say buying opportunities, I mean trading, okay? This is not where you're going to buy it and hold kind of a market. This is where you trade, get out, put the money in your pocket market, okay? All right, trade what's in front of you, now what you want.